we took off tonight for this trip to Copenhagen and Paris.
That's a reindeer, isn't it? You're gonna know.
Glasses.
Glasses.
I'm happy to share that we're expecting an on-time departure of 7:35 p.m.
So I got a shack burger and Mark got a smoked duck. And everybody was sitting next door with their Shake Shack bags right there. So we went one restaurant over just to double down. And they usually just give you tea with the hot water, but I asked for lemonade and the guy was so nice. We're going to Copenhagen first so that he can do a presentation at this conference in Copenhagen, and then we're going to do a few days in Paris. And it's the first time that we've gone away for so long without the kids. I'm almost 20 weeks pregnant, so it's also like our babymoon for baby number 3. And so far it's been going kind of like a roller coaster. Our Uber driver was really friendly but didn't drive the fastest, and we ended up almost missing our flight. To be fair, we didn't leave a lot of time, but there was also a lot of back and forth with different airport personnel about whether or not we'd be able to check our bag, whether we could do it at gate check, what was inside it. And so we ended up running towards the flight. We were those people that they called on the announcement and barely made it on. I started crying because this woman at security, I think, could tell that I was stressed, and like she was stressed, and I had said in her presence before we even started interacting that like our flight was leaving in 10 minutes, that I was too pregnant for this, that I just was really not having it. And then she was like, turn your suitcase has to be in a bin too. And I said, really? Okay. And so I like put the carry-on in a bin. And I haven't seen it always like having to be done that way. And she was like, oh, you have to turn it too. And I said, is that really a big deal? And she said, ma'am, I'm in charge of this line. Yes, it has to be that way. And I said, is everything okay? Like, it is the right way now. And she was like, I don't know, is everything okay? And, you know, it just escalated, I think. But we were also in a situation where, like, normally I wouldn't go through the scanner, especially pregnant. But we would miss our flight, and it was just so stressful, like trying to decide in the moment. And then, anyway, we made it on. That's what's important. And it was like a 1-hour flight, so yeah, it was just like a lot of work, a lot of stress. And then it felt like the flight was over, and we had this really kind of relaxing layover here in JFK. And now we're gonna get on the flight to Copenhagen. We thought we might be able to get into the Delta Lounge because we're flying there and we got premium seats, but apparently you have to get like medallion status and or sign up for like a Sky Miles Amex. So we ended up just going to Shake Shack, which happened to be like right across from the gate. And then they didn't have really seating, so 2 doors down there was this really nice bar that we're at now that had like really good music, and we got some drinks. Mark got a beer, I got blackberry lemonade that actually went really well in the tea that I got from Shake Shack. Like I really like having a little bit of lemonade in there, and so it just was perfect. I got a shack burger, he got a smoke shack, we got fries, and yeah, we just had a really nice time sitting at this vantage point, because it's not just right across from our gate, but we also get to see a lot of people walking by in Terminal 4, Concourse B. So yeah, if you guys have a layover, this place is really good. Casa Cantina. Alright, so we're going to be boarding in like a little bit, but I just wanted to remember everything, because I just feel like these are those little stories and moments that like you kind of forget about. Anyway, hopefully the rest of the trip goes really smoothly. The next flight is 8 hours, so if we had like a rough getting on the flight and then the flight was short, I feel like now we've had a smooth ramp up, and hopefully the flight is still okay. I actually read a lot. I've been reading Anthony Bourdain's Cook's Tour, and I think I got halfway through it in an hour, so I was pretty proud of myself. And he's just a really good writer, so I've been enjoying it. And Mark's still doing a few tweaks to his presentation, so it's been productive. Anyway, alright, we'll keep filming later. That's us. I didn't really like. It was like a chicken thing. I think Mark liked it, but did you like it? Yeah. I thought the sourdough bread was too hard, and the I can't even remember what else was on it. Oh, the chocolate puffs just didn't. I don't know. Anyway, so hopefully this quiche is better.
Wi-Fi to make voice or video call is not allowed. Information on approved electronic.
هي عالم بعيد.
I want to get the rabbit and the duck. Smile. There's the Ferris wheel.
Sit with you?
Yeah. Wow.
Which way's the better way?
I don't know. I like this.
I know, but I still so cry.
Kontrol her, der skal vi under en dæk lave bord. Hver gang vi sejler under et bord, så skal alle både børn og voksne på here to your left, we're gonna Salmon Past the playhouse. The playhouse is a part of the Royal Theatre, and it opened in February of 2008 with the production of Shakespeare's famous drama Hamlet. And Hamlet very fittingly takes place right here in Denmark. More specifically, it's set at Copenhagen in the city of Elsinore, or actually in 1807. But if you look at the chests, you won't see candy boats anymore. They were listed for preservation in 1964, and today they were turned into offices and exhibition spaces. And then the ones who are sailing past right now, the back, if you also get some of the Little Harbor Bridge. This is a bicycle and pedestrian bridge from built as part of a Copenhagen strategy to become the best bicycle city in the world. And then beach sports, everyone, and we're turning the microphone off completely. I recommend that you look to your left because there you'll get to see some very charming houseboats. Just over there, seaplane making its way out of the harbor, and we're just waiting for it right now because we actually have to sail us. It also means that you will actually get to see the seaplane. Yes. If you look out into the harbor to your right, other than the Mermaid. And as mentioned, you will get a really good listener. Here's our right is just a little bit. She has been sitting right here for quite a while. The statue is made by a sculptor called Pierrot, and he made it for the sculpture for the statue of the mermaid. You can see it seen at the lake of the Little Mermaid, based on Francis Anderson's famous fairy tale at the Royal Theatre. And during that performance, he'd fallen so much in love with the character of the mermaid that he just had to have a statue of her. And that's a statue that's been sitting here ever since. And right now, does look like the mermaid has quite a few people admiring her today. But people haven't always been that nice to her because her hat has been cut off twice. The first time she was a very
So we came on the Queen's birthday and also the day the stock exchange burned.
Well, the latest update I read was that the fire is under control, but it's not completely put out yet. There's still lots of smoke, and this is quite the traffic almost.
Blink behind you, Chris. Is it better than Shake Shack?
Yeah, I'd say it is.
Is it better than Chick-fil-A? Alright, chicken isn't as good, but the burger is better than Shake Shack. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. The bun has like it's just richer.
It's like fresher.
Yeah. So we stopped by Gasoline Grill, I think that's how you say it, before getting dinner. It was so cute and I just kept going and going. So I got these pennies turning 2 and Eve is turning 4, so let's just see if I can get it. These were so cute. It's like a few dollars US, and then like handmade candies. How cute are these? And like a tea. So day 1 was kind of a whirlwind. We called this the tourist day because there were all these things that we knew we definitely wanted to see and maybe see them first, like go to Tivoli Gardens, take a boat tour. And it was a very long day. It felt like we got up at home and said goodbye to the girls and, you know, landed in Copenhagen at noon, which it doesn't make sense because the flight was over 8 hours, but we were just running on adrenaline, and since it was Mark's free day before the conference started, we just had so much that we wanted to see. The flight itself was pretty smooth. We had a connection in New York for 3 hours, so we got some dinner at Shake Shack, which was really nice. We got to do some people watching, watched some movies on the plane. The food was not my favorite. I thought everything was just a little bit off, but I was so glad when we went through customs pretty quickly and were just able to drop our bags and immediately walk 5 to 10 minutes to Tivoli Gardens, which is very conveniently in the city center. I can't say enough nice things. It was magical. It was really just charming. You know, it's not as big as like Disney, but they've done such a great job, and you can kind of see that they've been around since 1840, but like it's, you know, it's sort of timeless. So we went straight to the food hall. I was starving, and I got Hallernes Smorresbord. I'm sorry for the pronunciation, but I really love having salmon roe when I'm pregnant, don't ask. And so I got the Salmon Salad Smorresbord and this like really beautiful elderberry juice that I kind of wanted to save, but they wouldn't let me take a glass bottle out of the food hall. Just the packaging was so nice, and I use them as like vases sometimes when I see like really cool bottles. We also got 2 baos from Kung Fu Street Food and shared them. Well, it was really for Mark and the salmon was for me, but there was pork and chicken, and they both just had really incredible seasonings. Each bite was just like really flavorful. I think I called it heavenly. And everything was very affordable too, because I think we spent like maybe 10, 20, that's what it came out to, USD per person. Walking around there was really nice, and we noticed that like day versus like coming back later at night was very different, but worth seeing. During the day, the tulips and the lilies kind of remind you of just Easter and Easter in Denmark. And at night, I saw all the lights lit up, and it reminded me of like zoo lights. I grew up in like Houston, so like the Houston Zoo is like a really beautiful light show, or like a Christmas lights show. So anyway, that was probably one of my favorite things in the trip so far, was just hanging out at Tivoli and strolling past all the rides. We rode the Ferris wheel, and then headed back to the hotel. We used a service called Donkey Republic to rent shared bikes and go along the water, because the Marriott's right on the waterfront. But they basically have these like lighter versions of, like, the only thing I can compare Donkey Republic like shared bikes to is maybe City Bike in New York, which are a little clunkier. The app was very easy to use. It came out to maybe $3 per person a ride, and we were able to basically get from the hotel to Stranden and Nyahvn in like less than 10 minutes. There was a fire going on, so we had come on a very fortuitous day. Apparently the stock exchange building was on fire, and you know, the building's apparently more than 400 years old. There's this very unique spire that people like recognize, and so lots of locals and tourists were stopped and taking pictures, and it's just, I don't know, it was the oddest welcome to the city, because we had taken a cab from the airport and like the street in front of the hotel was closed. You could see diplomats because probably the Queen's birthday, but also cops because they were trying to reflow traffic in the roads. So our boat tour also was like hard to get to, and we were like 4 minutes late, and there was nothing going on in the canal, so I don't even know if it was going on that day from that port. But the woman at the service desk, she rebooked us on the next cruise out of Nyahvn, which actually I kind of prefer. It was the port that you see on all the guidebooks, in all the photos of Copenhagen. It's just these really colorful houses. So we still ended up doing the boat tour. It was around 20 USD each. We got to see the Little Mermaid Statue and like a fort and other historic buildings, a lot of houseboats, and the guide was chock full of information. For an hour she just kept telling us really, really interesting things about the city. So I really recommend it. Again, it was just a pleasure, and super affordable and like easy. I think Stromma was the company, Stromma. And then we just walked along Nyahvn afterwards and like kind of glanced in at all those houses up close. And they're mostly like nice restaurants, and they've got heat lamps because it's April, and blankets and fish and chips and stuff, and you can sit out there. But because of the fire, we didn't really want to sit in the smoke. We did walk a lot, and we passed a town square that had this like crazy fountain with what I think was like a lion fighting a dragon, and we saw a stand with these really delicious churros and got them. She like dunked them right in the oil, so they were so fresh, and they had like melted Nutella on top. It was so good. So there's a lot of shopping in Copenhagen, and we stopped inside a few stores. I was a little disappointed by Flying Tiger, I'll be honest, because the name just sounded really compelling to me, and I thought that we'd find a lot of really unique gifts, but they kind of reminded me of just stuff I would see maybe on Amazon, if I'm honest, like, you know, cactus candles and notebooks and planners and things like that. My favorite little store that we weren't even thinking that we were gonna see, and I was just like, oh, I recognize that name, like we wanted to go here, was called Søstrene Grene. Again, I don't know if I'm saying any of the Danish right, but it was really, really cute, and it just kept going. Like you think you're going into this tiny, cute little like stationery type store, but then there's like this tight little hallway that keeps looping, and you just kind of have to keep going through the whole store, kind of like IKEA, to check out at the very end. Which is fine, because I wanted to see everything, and they've been around for more than 50 years, you know, and they just have gathered all of these treasures from around the world, like lots of cute gifts and ephemera. Got the girls these like very cute birthday candles for when they turn 2 and 4 respectively this summer. And I got some green tea, and it's like a moment of hygge, I think that's how you say it. And it just smells amazing even through the packaging. And I got like a little bag of like homemade candy. So yeah, that was probably my favorite little shop that we went into. then walked back all the way to Tivoli again and had Gasoline Grill for dinner, which is burgers. It's hard to say if they do American burgers as well over here as a norm, but this was a local favorite, and Mark got a hot chicken and I got a burger. I didn't really like their lemonade. I don't know if I just got like a bad batch or something. Despite being like organic and handmade, it just kind of tasted like something was off, like there was kombucha in it or something. We think it's better than Shake Shack, so let me know if you disagree. But yeah, it was a very nice dinner, and we got to just hear a lot of old 90s music and on the loudspeaker, and be really cute and just have ourselves like a date night. And then we sat out on the green and watched this Harlequin show, which is such a like old school type of play. They had like all these seats in the front that were lawn chairs, and so we got this like sort of love seat size one, and the two of us just kind of cuddled. Even though it was a little bit cold, it was comfortable, and we got to see, as the sun was setting, the main character Harlequin is trying to woo this really pretty blonde girl. I can't remember the character's name, and she's got a really disapproving father and a really goofy servant named Pierrot. And there was just something really romantic and kind of fabulous about like the sets and the costume designs, and it's all set to classical music. The dancers were like these very graceful pantomimes, and the girl's always like supplicating her father, you know, with her wrists and up, and or she's like blowing kisses, secret ones, to Harlequin. And Pierrot is very like waddling and overweight, and he keeps like tripping on things or getting into accidents, you know, like burning himself with a candle or something. And so it was just interesting. They like kind of caricatured these archetypes. And anyway, we walked back to the exit, and they call it udgang, and an entrance is ingang. And I think that's so funny because in the US, like I don't think I've seen so many exit signs in my life. You know, we always have like that big red letter sign, and you don't see it on every building because like once you pay to get in somewhere, like I don't think anyone really cares what happens to you. But here everyone's so conscientious like with their signage. Udgang is like everywhere. So anyway, we've been kind of, it's my favorite little like word I've been seeing around. Udgang, it's fun to say. But even along like the back exit, we saw all of these like little illustrations, and I thought they were really cute just walking around, like these little diamond patterns. But then I realized like they're Harlequin's patterns, like from his costume. And they had like the lovers, like Harlequin and the girl, as the men and women's like toilet silhouettes, and like a giant mural of Pierrot near the exit we used. And it just reminded me like how tied to the old and how like nice that is. Tivoli really is. I think that at that point we were just really tired and crashed really hard. I wasn't expecting us to see and do everything that I kind of listed out, but Mark has this very bad habit of making our dreams come true with my help. And despite many moments where we thought things weren't going to work out, like almost missing our flight, we were those people that they were calling on the intercom, like, McKinnon's, please arrive, you know, 5 minutes to boarding. And then we also, you know, had to move that boat tour because of the fire. But in the end, it all worked out, and we got to spend so much quality time together doing just exactly what we wanted and only what we wanted to do. Yeah, I mean, I haven't felt like this since our dating years or our last Babymoon, and so it's just been really special, and we had a really nice first day. I think that a lot of the nicest moments were the surprises, like finding that gift shop or the churro stand. You know, I hadn't written anything like that down. And I was telling Mark I really want to come back with the kids someday. I think it'd be so cute to talk about how we were here on the Queen's birthday and saw the stock exchange burn down and how everything smelled like campfire because of it. I'd like to take them to Tivoli and let them ride on the 2-story merry-go-round, or the oldest roller coaster in the world. And I was taking pictures of all the playgrounds we saw because they're really interesting and like fun. Things like a lion statue I thought they would like. And that's what we did. So I hope you like the video. Sorry for talking so much, but I hope it's helpful if you're planning something, and I know I'm going to enjoy remembering all the things we did. So, yep.